Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spring Equinox reading for 2026. You are very, very welcome. I'm glad you're here to add your energy to mine as we pull in what we need to know for the next 3 months. And with that, I invite you to close your eyes and let's set the intention for the reading together. So 3 nice deep breaths in and out, please. Pulling our energy into sync across time and space. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going deep down into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment. Knowing that this tree root is not only anchoring you and grounding you, but it is also a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, about to do the equinox reading, spring equinox reading in the Northern Hemisphere. I suppose we could just call it the equinox reading for March 2026. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I'd like to invite my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, now and in the future, as well as overlading angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective hearts and minds for this equinox reading of March 2026. I invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of love, of light, of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of transformation, of insight, of peace, of love, of whatever is uppermost in your heart and mind may be held here in a good way. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is, of course, welcome to go now. And I'd like to thank the overlighting Deva of Heart's home, my home, this beautiful land on which I reside, that holds me and shelters me and grounds me and supports me in the work that I do in the world. I am so grateful. And with that, my friends, let's get into the reading, shall we? Okay. What is it that we need to know, Creator, for this March Equinox 2026, for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good in service to our best offerings, so that we can make the best use of this knowledge and wisdom in service to the highest and greatest good of humanity, and for each of us personally and those we love, and all we love on this beautiful planet. What do we need to know, Creator? Okay. In body, mind, heart, and spirit for this time. Body. We start with the Temperance card. So we need to stay balanced, not overdo things, take it easy. So we have the angel pouring the water of life into the vessel of the human. The humans got their hand up and they're saying, oh yeah, that's good. That's plenty. Thank you. It's enough. So Temperance card in the form of the body, this is us taking care of ourselves. This is us in right relationship with ourselves. Yes, we can try stuff, but we need to be in right balance with ourselves. We need to be getting enough spiritual time, meditation time, enough sleep, enough exercise, enough good food, enough water. These are all basic things. Enough light, natural light, not LED lights. We need to get outside and be in nature. These are all important aspects of self-care, and our well-being depends on our bodies being healthy. When our bodies are happy and healthy, our minds are happy and healthy, our hearts are happy and healthy, our spirits are happy and healthy. It's essential. We are humans with human bodies. They need our care. They need our love. They need our attention. They need to be properly cared for if we're going to be at our best. And these times are calling us into our best. We need to hold high energy. And if you're here on this reading, it's because you're somebody who resonates with the role that we're playing right now and the intention that we are collectively holding. This is all intentional. We all came together at this time to add our energy together and to help vision and co-create the beautiful new world our hearts know is possible, despite all the messages to the contrary. So with our bodies, we need to be balanced. We need to be intentional. Yes, we can try on different things to see how they support us, and we need to find our own way forward. What works for me may not work for you. We can share information, absolutely. And perhaps in the sharing, you will find what you were looking for, just as I will find what I'm looking for. We can help each other to be healthier, stronger in our beautiful bodies and make wise choices. Body, mind. Mind is next. And we have the Princess of Hearts. So, new beginnings on the level of the heart. Our minds are learning how to coexist with all this heartfelt energy, this ability to drop into our hearts and respond to life, not just from the mind, but from the heart as well. This is a time of rising feminine energy on the planet, and that goes with, we could call it yin and yang. If people find the gender words too polarizing, it's been what I've used all my life, so I'm probably going to continue. But this energy of the feminine, of softness, of intuition, of flow, of openness, opening to love, of being centers of energy, of love energy, creative nexus. That's the quality of the feminine energy. And our minds are learning to adapt to this. They have to. It's the direction that we're going in as humanity. We've had the mind running amok now for several centuries, and it's time that it takes its place amongst the heart, amongst the spirit, and amongst the body, back in the body. We know we do that with the breath, right? With the breath, we bring our minds back to the bodies, and the bodies know the truth. They know our yes, they know our no. They are our compass. We need to be in our bodies, and we need to be listening to our hearts. And so the mind tempered with the heart is how we need to be going forward. It's true wisdom. It's balanced wisdom. It's both the masculine and the feminine in right balance. And so going forward, we will need to have the heart presenced in our thinking and how we're regarding things. Body, mind, heart is next. Sorry, I had to count. Heart, oppression, the 10 of Wands. Boy, is that true. The heaviness of this time, all the stuff going on the planet that's so difficult for the heart. It is oppressive. And I'm going to ask every one of you to adopt a macrocosmic perspective. With the breath, come back to that beautiful body. Get as broad and wise and expanded as you can. Understanding that what we perceive at 3 dimensions, at this very materialistic level, is not the same thing as we would perceive if we were broader, wiser beings, holding more energy in our field than just being dense little human beings, blobs of cells on chairs, that kind of thing. We are more than that. But right now our hearts are heavy, and we need to remember to keep our hearts, yes, it's okay. We are suffering. We are having a hard time because of what's going on. And this heaviness, this density that's being thrown in our field, and I would suggest that perhaps it is keeping us from our creative inspiration. It's keeping us from our generative potential. It's keeping us from rising up in the world in the ways that we most need to be of greatest service at this time. So if you find your heart is hurting and you're weighed down by the density of the planet, breathe some love and light into it. Put your hand over your heart. Breathe into it. We don't need to know how it's all going to work out. We don't need to know why it's all happening. We just need to know that it's all for us. Somehow in some strange way, this is all perfect. I will suggest perhaps that the information we're getting over the media is being sent in such a way to help us to feel more this way and not helping us to feel free and open and balanced and peaceful and harmonious. It's definitely never been that way for me anyway when I watch the news, that I feel that way afterwards. So just pay attention to how you are feeling as information comes in. And try to keep your heart as clean and clear as possible while respecting where you're at. We are much better servants to the collective field of life when we can keep our hearts at a higher frequency and vibration. If we're being hindered, we're not flowing the way that best serves both us, those around us, and all life on this planet. So yes, the heart is having a hard time. And how do we breathe into that? How do we create space? How do we surrender into trust, knowing that as difficult as everything seems, as we're perceiving it to be, as harsh, as nasty, as cruel, as inappropriate, we have to take the bigger picture. Because us being crushed by it serves no one. We have work to do. And we need to trust and lean into the field of light and to be the clearest hearts that we can be and bring our hearts to bear with kindness and compassion as we move through our days, seeing each other, affirming each other, calling each other into our greatness. That's the work that needs to be done. So if you're feeling that you're really dense here, maybe consider taking some rescue remedy. I don't know if you're familiar with the Bach rescue remedies, but it's a wonderful combination of essentially flower water. Flowers are floated in spring water in the sunshine, infusing that spring water with their essence. And each of the different plant essences have their harmonic resonance that help us. And so the Bach flower remedy is made up of 5 different plant essences that work to support us when we're feeling tense, stressed, traumatized, upset. It's wonderful. They have different things available, candies, sprays, creams, etc. I just like the little dropper bottle. It is made with brandy though, you need to know that, but you're only putting 2 drops in a glass of water and drinking that. So, that is a go-to if you are feeling beleaguered on the level of the heart. EFT is another great tool. Brad Yates on YouTube has a wonderful channel of many, many different tapping rounds on all manner of subjects, just to help peel the layers of the onion and unload it from our field. The more we engage with practices such as these and tools such as these, the lighter we become, the more adjustable and adaptable we are, the more we respond to life rather than react to it. So this is an opportunity for us to polish off our tools and use them. Spirit. Princess of Pentacles. This is new beginnings on the level of the earth element. Isn't that funny? So the earth element, of course, is everything that has anything to do with having an amazing time in these human bodies. So what this tells me and reminds us is that we are spirit in human form, and the human form is really important. It's really important to our spiritual experience. So we mustn't forget that, and that we're moving into a new expression of that humanness, of this human experience. Yes, there's work to be done. We're not going back to the way it was. So anybody who's hoping for that, you might want to give your head a shake. It's not going to happen. We're moving to something new and different. What is it going to be? We need to be on deck co-creating that. We need these new beginnings. A new beginning on the level of the heart, a new beginning on the level of the earth element, the material realm. How are we going to do this differently going forward? How are we going to be in right relationship with ourselves, with each other, and with this planet and all aspects of life on her? The waters, the land, the sky and air, and all the myriad of creatures who call this place home along with us. It's a big responsibility. I think we're up for it. And there are many, many, many wonderful individuals who are leading the charge in various ways. people on the vanguard of human consciousness, co-creating, creating magnificent possibility spaces that are solving the problems of the challenges that we face. So that's spirit. Spirit is connected to the body. Don't ever forget it. It's very, very important. We have to take care of our beautiful bodies. And the foundation of today's reading, this equinox reading, the Chariot, Major Arcana, number 7. And this is the chariot that races across the landscape. Fast forward momentum. We have the butterfly that represents metamorphosis. This is about moving very quickly. I think this is the reality that we are all in the midst of. Things are changing very, very quickly. It can be kind of discombobulating, and that's why I often suggest that people unplug from the outer world as much as possible. Stay in your now, stay in your lane, be here now, keep breathing, keep taking care of yourself. Do what needs to be done in your life. Up here in the Northern Hemisphere, spring is beginning, not everywhere, but in some places. Time to start thinking about a garden, about growing some flowers and some veg. Things that give us hope and possibility. There's nothing like new seeds starting to get a kick out of life, truly. And things are going to change quickly. So how do we ground ourselves in this state of change, in this state of transformation? Well, one of the things about driving a chariot is you better be lined up with where you want to go, because they're not very easy to steer. So pay attention to where you want to be going. What is that vision that you want to live into, that you want to create into? And make sure it's focused on all the good things, not the flawed things, the things we want to fix, the defaults, that sort of thing. Always, always vision from the perspective of where you want to be, how you want to feel. Because when we get into resonance with that, we pull that through. And that's our important work in these beautiful bodies, is we need to be lined up with our most inspiring future. We don't have to have it all figured out, but we know the broad strokes. We want to be happy. We want to be truly healthy. We want to be surrounded with light and with love and with understanding and compassion and kindness. We want to be contributing in beautiful ways to the good of this world, to the good of life, to the good of each other's experience. We want to be calling each other into that most brilliant version of ourselves, that most brilliant iteration, as well as being kind and compassionate when we can't reach the highest point every day. We want a world of that kind. I would even throw in, let's do a world where there's no more war. Let's focus on peace, on kindness, on compassion, on understanding, on love, on the honoring of both the feminine and the masculine, which we all hold inside of us. And if the feminine is denied, then we have a world that's seriously out of balance. We need to have both in harmonious relationship, because the masculine holds the feminine so she can open to love. And that's what happens inside of us as well in our prime relationships. And in every relationship, we're doing that dance with each other. So remembering that, it's so important that we have right relationship within, because that colors all of our relationships out in the world. So, foundation card, what we need to know, why we're having this reading, get lined up, get intentional. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years? What kind of world do you want to be living in? What kind of an experience do you want to be having? Do you want to be waking up joyful, happy, fulfilled, excited, and inspired about where you're going, strong, healthy, interacting with other amazing human beings and generating amazing solutions and potentials and creations to surprise, delight, and serve this incredible planet and all life on her? And perhaps beyond even. We're in an amazing place. We're going to see a lot of things happen this year. 2026 has always been regarded as a year of great change. So we need to just, flow with it. Right balance with our hearts, taking good care of ourselves. It's a major arcana. It's important. Honor and care for your body. Get into right relationship with it. Do what needs to be done. And I'm not saying train to run a marathon unless that's what you're called to. I'm talking about the basics: meditation, hydration, exercise, diet, and sleep. These are the pieces that we need to pay attention to. And getting outside in natural light. Getting it in our eyes. That means no sunglasses, no sunscreen. Get that light on your skin and in your eyes as much as possible. Body, mind. Mind, we have to be in tune with the heart. New beginnings on the level of the heart means that our mind has to shift and cooperate with this and go with this, be integrated with this. Very important. The heart is informing the mind now. The mind is not separate from the heart anymore, because we're remembering to bring the mind back to the body before we make choices and decisions and respond. I have to do this every time. Body, mind, heart, and spirit. Heart. Yes. Burdens on the heart. Other people's stuff thrown into our field, trying to disrupt our harmony and our peace and our ability to be generative and creative. I would encourage you to be mindful of this. Be very, very mindful. Emotional manipulation. I'm not saying that what's going on in the world isn't bad. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, how can we be masterful in the face of this and not let ourselves be sidelined? We do no one any good, least of all ourselves, if we are emotionally sidelined. So clean it up, clean and clear, breath work, practices, lean into them, go hug a tree, get outside, change your perspective, unhook from social media and the news. Get into your life, get into your lane, do something concrete with your hands. Get out there, dig in the dirt, do the dishes, clean out a closet, do something real to improve your immediate experience. It gives you a way to anchor back into your body, into your now, into your truth, and know that it is from this place within each and every one of us that we are creating the future. So we need to do that really, really well. Spirit. Spirit is connected to the body. We're back to here. New beginnings on the level of the material realm, of the earth element. It's going to be different. How do we want it to go? Spirit and body working together to co-create the future. We need to be informed by the wisdom of the body. This is where we know our preferences. This is where our compass is in this beautiful body. And spirit is what is pulling in. Everything starts in the realm of the imaginal, of the dream, of the thought, the possibility space, and then comes down into reality. They need to be in harmony. That's important. Spirit in harmony with the body. And that's why we need to be taking care of our bodies so we are clean and clear, happy, healthy. Because as I said before, all aspects of us thrive. We're happier and healthier mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually when the body is in good shape. And then this fast forward momentum, change, radical change, big movement, things being very different, metamorphosis. That's where humanity stands. That's where we're at. And the next 3 months, yes, we're going to see some pretty big things going on. And it's going to continue for the next little while because, well, that's just the way things are lining up in the skies. Today, just so you know, the spring equinox or the equinox, I guess we'll call it the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, is the astrological new year. The new moon that goes into Aries. Aries is the first sign of the astrological cycle, the wheel of the astrology, and it is the new year. So happy new year, everybody. New, fresh beginnings. How do we want this to go? We get to do it again. We just had New Year's. We had another, Lunar New Year, and now we have another astrological New Year. A lot of fresh new energy. Harness it. Dream it big. Maybe do a vision board. Write it out. Get it outside of your head onto something, a piece of paper outside of you, whether that's colors, pictures, words, it doesn't matter, a piece of music. Get the feeling of what you want to create outside of you so you can relate to it and remember it and connect with it every day so that we can pull all this good energy in fabulously in service to our highest and greatest good. So that is our reading for the equinox card to grow on. I feel like we have a lot here. I'm going to not do that this time. And this week's reading, because our equinox is on a Friday, and this is when I put readings out for the week, this week's reading is just going to be a 1-card pull just to kind of give us the gist of what we need to know this week, just to keep it simple. I don't want anybody to get overwhelmed and not be able to take in the good information that's coming through and make best use of it. And so with that, let's take a nice deep breath in. Using our breath, as we know so well, as we do unconsciously, to return to those fabulous, beautiful, strong, healthy, vital bodies. This incredible vehicle, which isn't even an adequate word to describe it, but this living vessel that permits us to be here on earth at this time, adding our dreams, our visions, our intentions to the collective pile, as we collectively, as humanity, as individuals, with our own energy and enthusiasm and inspiration for our own life, come together with all of those threads being woven into a magnificent tapestry. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children for the March Equinox 2026 reading. I want to thank you for this opportunity to be here, to acknowledge and celebrate this beginning of the astrological year with clarity, with intention, with purpose, with understanding, so that we may all be at our best, that we may shed what no longer serves us, that we may rise high and fly clean and clear like the eagle above it all, having broader, wiser perspectives so that we're not ensnared emotionally or physically or mentally by the shenanigans of the lower world, that we may be the clean, clear vehicles and channels that we are for more love and light on this planet, calling each other into our greatness, into our beauty, into our harmony, for not only our good, but for everyone's good, and in service to more love and light on this beautiful planet, and as an act of devotion to Mother Earth herself. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. Thank you to the spirit of Heart's Home. I am so grateful to do this work. I love this work, and I love that you are here with me, doing it with me. Thank you. I wish you a beautiful new year, astrologically speaking. May we all find our way in right relationship with ourselves, the masculine and feminine in balance, and thus in right relationship with each other, all life on this planet and this beautiful planet herself, so that we can get on with all the good work we're here to do and stop faffing and worrying and stressing, so we can bring an end to that which needs to be brought an end to and clean it up and build it really well from this point onwards. I wish you much love and light. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, take good care, onwards and upwards.